Hey guys, today I'm doing a video kind of just touching base on some things that I had never really talked about before. I talked about it before a long time ago, like back in spring of last year. But this is just going to be like a vlog basically about just drag in general. My opinion on drag, what it means to me, Drag Race, the show, and the inspired looks I do from the show, contestants. Where to start? I have no idea where to start really. I should have thought this before I started filming. When I was like younger, like I was never really exposed to the drag scene at all or anything drag related except like what I see on TV and movies and stuff. But basically before RuPaul's Drag Race aired, I was kind of in that whole like stigma about like I didn't know the difference between like drag queens, trannies, crossdressers, transsexuals. Like I wasn't really like, you know, well informed. Ever since the show began, I got more into it. Well, mainly because of the makeup and stuff. Just the whole show in general kind of just got me more into it, but as the seasons progressed, I got more like interest in the actual art form, like the actual art of drag, not just, you know, like watching it. Because there's so many different people on the show that like it really like exposed like different types of drag, and that's not just that one genre that you see like in movies and stuff a lot, like the campy kind of over the top kind of, you know, crazy clown looking queens. But like from the show I actually went from like not knowing about drag at all to hearing about it, learning about it, to liking it, to wanting to do it in like a 3-year period. Like I mentioned before in the past video that I did a few months ago, I really come to look up to drag queens in general, like as inspiration as a person, not just like as a performer. But there's just something about queens like that. They have so much like confidence and power about it. It's just like, because I'm a very self-conscious person. I get nervous a lot and I get shy. I'm really shy sometimes, and I get social anxiety. I even get shy from the camera still. It's been like a year already and I still stutter and I forget what I'm gonna say. I still do it like I'm doing it right now. Like I'm slowly getting more into it, and like RuPaul himself kind of like inspired me as a person. Like if you can't love yourself, how are you gonna love anyone else? Can I get an amen? As kind of like cliche as that sounds, it is kind of true. Like for a long time I didn't have like that self-love of myself. Like during high school, I was very like dependent on like boy attention. I always used to get really sad if I didn't have a boyfriend and all that stuff. And then after I got more into drag and like, you know, that self-confident self-love that you find inside yourself, I don't know, it was just like a whole different thing to experience. Like I didn't have to depend on having a boyfriend or anything at the time. I was just very like into myself for a while. The whole drag world has kind of like inspired me as a person, like just me being me, like in who I am and who I want to be, and not caring what other people think and just doing what I want to do. And you know, I just really love that. It's kind of sucky though, because like I really like respect drag as an art form. Some people go way out of their way out with their concepts, which I love. Like they think about like their costuming, their theme, their performance mixes and everything, but then a lot of people don't, so that's kind of just like, ugh. Because I respect it so much as an art form that when I see people like young people, like they just throw on a Beyonce wig and a Kim Kardashian dress and they just go out and then they sing like Took the Night by Shelly or something like that, and it's just kind of like they're just kind of doing it just to be noticed and being like, oh look at me, I'm pretty, when they're not really pretty. But for me, like I have a kind of like a background in dancing and stuff. I've been on the stage before, and I like being on stage. And my mind just works in a different way where like I would want to do more than just, you know, look pretty. Drag is a lot more than just being pretty. Like a lot of people don't understand it. Like a lot of people don't understand, like especially if they're fans of the show RuPaul's Drag Race. That's like they kind of get like this thing where whoever's like the most womanly looking or most feminine looking or acting is doing it the best, when it's not really. Like being a drag queen is not just being cute. It's hard to explain because I'm still kind of new to it, but I'm learning. Like I think like the whole thing with drag, I mean there are like some that are, you know, gender illusionists and all that stuff that people do, female impersonators, but drag in general, it's not just about being pretty and, you know, wearing a freakum dress and shaking your ass on stage. You know, that's a big part of it, but like you don't have to be pretty, you don't have to be anything that people say you have to, because that just defeats the whole purpose of being a drag queen. If you're gonna do what people tell you to do, or if you're gonna fit into a mold that people expect you to be, what's the point? With me, like with my drag, like what I want my drag persona to have, like I don't want her to be just pretty. Like, I mean, I want to look good, but I don't want to be just pretty. Like, I don't want people to think me, oh, he's the pretty one. Like, no. Like, I want to be like the weird one. I would love to be the weird one. I don't give a care. Like, because I tell people my concepts back and forth, kind of like, I get like, oh, that's really cool, but, and I also get like the kind of like, are you sure you want to do that? Because, you know, I don't know, people like, you know, like that, because you're kind of, or I get like, you're kind of dreaming too big. I'm like, well, it's nice to dream big, would I rather just dream mediocre? Like,
I want to be a drag queen where I stand in the middle of a room and just lip sync a song that everybody's heard 50 million times on the radio.
No, I want to put on a show. It's kind of discouraging when people that I'm, you know, that I'm friends with, sometimes they don't really understand what I'm trying to go for. They think I'm kind of going too much for not even being a drag queen yet. But I mean, I don't see what's the problem. I mean, I'm not doing anything. And I know that doing drag is not my first priority. Like, I have to get things in my life done, and you get a job and you get a license. But it's something I really want to do still, you know. It's like kind of like my one of my little artistic branches that I want to try out. It's also a reason why I look up to the drag queens that are on RuPaul's Drag Race a lot, because, you know, why not look up to the best in America? You know, I mean, it's right there for me to watch and see and admire. You know, why not just, you know, be inspired by the people who get picked for the top. What am I trying to say? Like, I know there's tons of different drag queens in the country, in the world, but why not be, you know, inspired by the people that are on the top TV show right now? That I do like. My drag inspirations are the drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race and RuPaul himself. My camera cut off and I don't know how long it's been off for. But anyway, like, I do look up to the RuPaul's Drag Race I do look up to the RuPaul's Drag Race queens a lot, because I just do, and I can. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that, like, my drag idols are, you know, Manila Luzon, Sharon Needles, even though, like, I'm still new to Sharon Needles, but, like, I don't know, with her I just kind of fell in love with her overnight. She's my cell phone wallpaper. See? But, you know, I look up to people for different reasons. Anyone who gets on the show is an inspiration to me. I mean, they got there for a reason. Like, the only thing I don't like about RuPaul's Drag Race is that people identify with different characters, you know, that's just how it is, and they tend to like a certain queen more than others. They have like teams, you know, like there's Team Fierce or Team Fifi for Fifi O'Hara, and, you know, there's Team Sharon Needles, and there's Team, you know, Princess. I'm sure there's something, but, you know, like the different teams depending on which person they want to win. It only sucks because they'll like love someone and then they'll hate everyone else. Like, oh, they're freaking ugly, we need to go home. I hate it. Like, it's so much negativity going on. Like, if you go on logotv.com and if you look at those Meet the Girls interviews, people, like, their comments are mean. Like, it's like so harsh. Like, I just think the whole like criticizing them in a negative manner is it just defeats the whole purpose of the show, what it's trying to do. Like, the show is trying to bring it to light what drag queens do, and it's a positive thing. It's like a, you know, it's a competition. Like, just being on the show is a good thing. It's like I mean, they're all good, obviously. I mean, there's probably one or two that I don't like, but I just think it's stupid to like have that like negativity, like rivalry, you know, like, oh, I hate them, you know, they should win, or like when people like want to know who wins already. Like, when Raja won season 3, someone told me that like halfway through the season. I was just like, why would you even want to tell me this? Like, I don't really care who wins, to be honest. I just like seeing the process of the show. Like, I just like seeing what happens. And I basically watch the show mainly for the makeup, the costumes, and like the funny ass comments that they have throughout the confessional things, and RuPaul's comments during the runways. Yeah, it's not like I'll stop watching if I already know who wins. Like, I'm like, yeah, I had a feeling that Raja was gonna win, but I wanted Manila to win, but I didn't have to look online to see if she did or not, and I don't watch shows just to see who the winner is. Like, I watch the show to watch the show. I've thought about this topic for a long time. I just don't want to miss anything that I've, you know, been thinking about. Well, anyway, it might come back to me later if I think of anything else. Like, when it comes to my Drag Race makeup tutorials, like, I get a lot of good comments. I usually get mainly good comments for my videos when I've done that. You know, sometimes I'm looking back at my older videos and I'm kind of embarrassed. Like, my first Manila was on one. I got a lot of views in that video and I got a lot of good comments, but my eyebrows are so thick and bushy in that video. I don't even know why I let myself do that, but oh well, I might redo it later on. But I get a lot of stupid comments like talking about like my face, not the eyes. I usually don't comment back, but I got one recently about my Alexis Mateo one I did like last year, and it was like,
you don't look anything like Alexis Mateo.
Really? All I did was just do the eyes. And then someone was like,
Alexis is famous for her bright highlighting and contouring.
Alexis Mateo isn't known for her highlighting and contouring. She's known for being a performer and a dope drag queen. Basically, that's my opinion. But, you know, a lot of people say like, oh, you need to paint for stage. You need to paint for the back row. I'm like, I use freaking L'Oreal something liquid foundation that I stole from my sister. And it's like water. So I don't have like that Kryolan TV stick foundation. I would like to have it eventually, but I don't have it right now. So I have to work with what I got. I use e.l.f. cosmetics, I use NYX sometimes, I use glamwise.com a lot. I don't have that expensive TV shit. Basically all the contouring I do is just powder, because I don't have anything else to do it with, so I kind of have to work with what I got. You know, like I don't claim to be recreating an exact look, or else it would have been called RuPaul's Drag Race Recreation, because that's stupid, because it's not perfect. But basically, like, the reason why I do my RuPaul's Drag Race tutorials, well, one, because the drag queens are, like, one of my biggest makeup inspiration, and also, I love them, so I want to do something, you know, like, tribute to them, kind of. And also, I just kind of do it so myself can practice, like, techniques, kind of, just on my own. I don't really do it so I can copy what they do, because I don't know what they do exactly, and my videos aren't made so you can copy their looks and then wear it on yourself. So you basically just, you know, I look at a photo and I just guess what happens when I do it. And then I hope for the best. And sometimes it doesn't come out good, sometimes it does. I just do it for fun. I don't really do it for anything. I mean, I've been lucky enough to get recognized by some of the queens for doing their makeup, and I'm just glad I get their support because I think they understand, because I'm not trying to copy their makeup or give out their secrets, because they do a lot more than what I do. And a lot better. But I feel like I had a lot more to say. Sorry, I'm eating pretzels. I'm trying to think and eat at the same time. I think better when I eat. I have no idea what else. I just think drag is fascinating. It's really intriguing and fun, and everyone is their own artist. And I respect anyone that puts time and effort into actually, you know, performing and not just, you know, putting on a dress and a wig and thinking they're sickening when they're really not. It's just a whole different art, you know, it's like another performing art. There's like pros and cons to Drag Race, but, you know, as a whole, I love the show. I love the contestants. And I don't really see the point of people like reviewing them. I mean, there have been some cast reviews, and I was thinking about doing one, but I didn't really think it was a purpose to review people when I don't really know them. Just on the first, you know, impression basis. Unless, because I've only seen like probably one or two that are actually like, you know, legitimate, like, respectful reviews of them. I think one was like from Throwing Shade. The other ones are just kind of like reading them just for no reason. And it's just like, whatever. The whole like teams of who wants to win what people, you know, like, I already said I'm rooting for Sharon Needles and Fifi O'Hara, but that doesn't mean I'll be like,
ah, shit,
if someone else wins, because, you know, anyone on the show is sickening to me, in my eyes. And I think that people should just enjoy the show as a whole. I don't know, but I don't know, if any of you guys, anywhere on my Facebook or my YouTube, like, if you guys like doing spoilers and watching things ahead of everyone else and you find out who wins, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I want to watch it. I want to find out like everyone else does, you know? I don't see the fun in that. But yeah, I hope this made sense. Whenever I do like a long vlog, I never have anything written down. I don't want to sound scripted, but I don't know. If you have any like specific questions about anything like that, like drag related, what like my views are on something, please feel free to leave a comment below. I don't know what else to say, and then I don't know if you guys even want to hear what I want to say, but if you do, then, you know, say something. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's twitter.com/boysbrushes, and my Facebook page is facebook.com/boysbrushes. Go and say hi and whatever, but don't if you don't want to. And yeah. Thanks for giving me 1,100 subscribers. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!